I'll just quickly explain the things once again. So why we prefer GitBash and why we prefer command line interface over GUI. GUI we don't prefer because it is difficult to get the things automated. You need a additional tool. Whereas with command line or GitBash, you can easily get the things automated by using usual commands. Every software provides a CLI interface. For example, Terraform provides a CLI interface. Amazon provides a AWS CLI interface. AWS CLI interface.
Docker
Like that,
also, Docker Hub.
Docker also provides the Docker CLI. Even if you look at the GitLab, right? GitLab also provides GLab CLI. So everything, whatever you do from the GUI, the same thing can be achieved using any of the command line tools. That will allow you to talk to some of the SDKs or APIs, application programming interface. So what are the advantages of automation? This is one of the most important goal of DevOps, automation. And also it allows you to collaborate within the team members by reusing the code or sharing the code to other people. And it also saves time for you because you don't have to really rewrite the same code again and again. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Also, it allows you to quickly deliver the product to the customer, quickly deliver the feature to the customer. Is it clear? Any questions?
Yes.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Anybody would like to bring it up? Okay, I'll just save this file. Okay. My next question is about I don't know how can I minimize this? Am I audible still?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I thought
Yes.
okay. So now we'll talk about Terraform. Okay. My first question is why?
What is Terraform first?
Okay. What is Terraform?
So
Okay.
So
Cool.
Terraform is infrastructure provisioning tool, and we are using Terraform to have the consistent infrastructure where we have the ease of maintaining the provisioning the infrastructure through the code,
Okay.
where we can collaborate with other DevOps people and other colleagues to make the changes into infrastructure, or in case of locking the state where others are not able to should not be able to manually go and make the changes from the UI. So those features are there. Yeah.
Sutraj, I would like to make it very simple because
Yeah.
we have people who have not worked on Terraform in this
Right.
group. Okay.
Right.
So you have to make it very, the statement should be pretty simple and then pretty fundamental, not very deep.
Yeah, sure, Shankar. Yeah, right.
Sure. Ranjit, from your side, do you have any understanding on what is Terraform?
No.
Okay. Say, I'll give you one quick example. What is infra? Simply, what is infra? In simple term, it could be a building, right? building we can call it as infra. The infra is very good, or maybe simply let's just keep it.
Our data centers.
Okay, I'm coming back now. Say for example, there is a 3040 site. Do you call it as infra?
Yes.
No,
3040 means?
it's just a site, right?
Yeah, that is just a is empty space, right? You cannot
Empty
consider,
space.
right? Make sure I'm unmuted. So there is a building. Some building is there. Do you call it as infra? For sure, right? It's called as infra. There is at least basic infrastructure is there, so that you can go out and build inside something like maybe you can build a hotel, you can build a restaurant, you can build a shop, tea shop, coffee shop, anything you can build it inside, right? Because the building, the basic structure is available. Say when there are machines connected, right? What do you call it as cluster? The machines which are connected via some network topology, it is called cluster. Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in order to create some resources here, or until you create any resources here, right? Or until you create a cluster here, this will not be accessible to you. This will not be called as resource or infra, because there are some hardwares available. Say for example, you bought a hardware like 10 GB of RAM, 10 TB of hard disk, uh, maybe 10 CPU. You cannot still call it as infra because it is not connected to the power. It has not installed. It has not been installed with any operating system. So infra is basically, yes, yeah, some operating system along with it some other softwares installed. That is what is called infrastructure. Is it clear?
Yes.
Basically, list of hardwares connected and the list of softwares installed or operating system installed is called infrastructure. Otherwise, it is a bare metal, right? Bare metal system which cannot be used for anything. So here you will have to get some of the operating system installed so that it is usable for people. So in order to create the infrastructure, you have to have some automation too. You cannot do it every time manually. For example, if you create small operating system, Windows 10, right? This time it will take for you. Can you mute yourself? Somebody is when you please unmute and speak. Ranjit, can you tell? Can you answer?
What was the question?
So if you want to those step, first
Ah,
time,
okay. Your
right?
voice is breaking.
Oh, is it? Create
So to
operating.
install Windows 10, you mean to say? You mean
Yeah, to install Windows operating system, it take minimum 1 hour, right?
more than yeah, more than 1 hour. Yeah.
More than an hour. Also.
Yeah.
So there are hundreds of machines to install operating system on it. How much time it will take? Hundreds of 100 hours.
100 plus. Yeah.
Yeah. This much time is getting wasted when you are creating your infrastructure or when you are installing operating system. That is why we have to use infrastructure as code tool, IAC, where you can define everything in the code and run a particular script to create the resources. Okay. So now I'm going to why Terraform. So any idea, Manoj?
No, Shankar, I don't have.
Because it supports multi-cloud. It is not specific to a single cloud. It can support whatever cloud is available across the internet. That is why Terraform is so famous and Terraform is very popular. Any other doubts? Any other?
So one question. So we are told that for 100 machines will take 100 hours, right? For example. So when it comes to Terraform, if it is a single script, will it parallelly run or how it is?
Okay. So Terraform code. You say count equals 100. If you give it to AWS cloud, it will create. Okay, equals to create 2 VMs. If it is is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So Terraform code has uh, customizable options to choose how many number of instances that you want to create. What are the different resources that you want to create? Everything is there in the Terraform.
Yes. So if you want to remove some resource, then also we can do, right?
I'll just quickly brief you. Say, for example, you want to remove a resource. Say you created 10 resources in AWS, right? You create. How do you destroy? So there are 4 different stages in um, Terraform: init, plan, and apply. This we will see it slowly during the class, but I would like to explain a little bit right now. Init, validate, plan, and apply. There is one more stage called when you run destroy.
Will it destroy entire?
Yeah, it will remove all the resources. Whatever has been created, it will remove all the resources. Here, it will add all the resources. Here, it will remove all the resources. So you don't need to really worry about how to remove those resources, whatever has been created. So Terraform creates a tf.state file. This file will be updated with the whatever resources has been created. The same file will be referenced for removing the resources. Is it clear?
So we cannot
So suppose,
remove one single item from this list, or how it is?
yeah, suppose we have created 10 resources and I want to remove a specific resource, like
Yeah.
fifth one or
Okay. I'll
some specific resource.
EC2 2 or DS4. Even if I want to change it to 0, this one, I just change only the S3 0. Automatically S3 will be deleted. This time you're not supposed to apply. You are not supposed to do a destroy. You have to go through the init, validate, plan, and apply stage. You understood, right? Whenever you are updating something, you have to update it. You are going to remove only this. The process will be the same thing, the same workflow. If you are removing the complete stuff, it will be destroy. Clear? The
Yep.
questions we sorted
Yes,
out.
yes.
We start with the Terraform. So at the initial stage, this question is okay. That's what people think. There is no surprise on that. It's a valid question. Okay. One more thing I wanted to explain quickly. I'll go for one of the slide which is already there. Okay. I'll quickly explain this as well. As a DevOps engineer, you'll be writing code. Code is nothing but a HCL format. It is HashiCorp configuration language. And the code will be written inside your GitBash, or it will be on the VS Code. It can be on the VS Code, Visual Studio Code, or it can be inside a GitBash. And that will be saved in Git or GitLab. I mean GitLab. We'll be using Git as a protocol. We'll be using Git protocol to store data, to store the code in GitLab. That will get executed on the AWS cloud, and it will create the resources for you. If you follow CI/CD, it will be automatically created in AWS cloud, but you'll have to manually do it. So what are the two things required? Access key and secret key are the main component for your authentication. Sorry. So the same thing will be used for AWS CLI as well. The private key, public key is used for authentication to the remote machine. That is to EC2. Okay. Any questions or any doubts on this?
So for Terraform code, when we are provisioning the instances, whether it is database instances or any other, so in that case, where do we specify the access keys and secret access key? Will it be inside that provider block, Shankar?
No.
And do we need to, I think, refer the environment variable? We don't hard code the keys there, right?
Okay. Here I'll just write it. We have already configured
Yes.
AWS
Okay. Yeah.
CLI,
Yeah.
right? This will be referenced by or used by Terraform.
Okay.
That I will give you a um, I mean the verification part. I'll show it to you when you run a Terraform script.
Okay. Sure.
One thing I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to ask you, any clarity or any understanding you have with respect to what is environment, especially for Ranjit and Manoj.
A place where
In case of networking or what?
Hey, environment. I have written only environment here. What is an environment?
a place where that code has been developed, tested, and deployed.
The tested. Yeah. So whatever is used or whatever customer developer is using, that is a dev environment. Whatever QA person is using, that is test environment. QA person will only be doing even on the stage, but it is very much similar to production environment. Whereas there is a production environment which is directly accessed by the customer, and sometimes people from operations team will have. Uh,
Uh,
in this environment, what are the different components that we may expect or we should do? Network EC, compute nothing but EC2, storage nothing but EPS and S3, database is RDS. These are all the basic fundamentals required for your network, for your environment. Because without that, it is not possible. For example, if you take your mobile phone, right? Just another thing, it has minimum of at least 2 GB RAM, some 30 GB hard disk, and probably some
UI.
yeah. So only when you have everything, you say that it is a phone and it is operationable or it is working condition. Otherwise, it is a dead phone, right? Okay.
yes.
Now, with respect to the infra, how infra is created, any questions? So whatever I have.
Sankar, just one off-track question here. In terms of environment, there is also UAT environment that comes after the staging or before staging.
See,
I see UAT, SIT. So
yeah,
just
see,
could you please brief some 1 or 2 lines on that?
yeah. From organization to organization, it varies.
Mm-hmm.
UAT,
Yeah.
UAT, sometimes it is called lab or training.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It all depends on the kind of organization or kind of product that you're testing. But
Right.
simply put, I have only 4 environments in general. You
Yes.
will
Yes.
have
Right.
SIT,
I understood.
E2E, E2ES, so many different kind of environments you will have it. But most of
Yeah,
the
might be for the load testing and yeah, and stress testing and all of these environments, UAT and all.
so I don't want to give you so much information
Mm-hmm.
because it might confuse you a little. There are, I mean, depends on the company's environment,
Yeah. Okay.
purpose, team's purpose. There'll be multiple environments created.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, we can go ahead.
Any uh, Raj or Rajat.
No, no, that's good.
With this, I'll probably want to stop today's session. We'll have a more elaborate session tomorrow. Meantime, I'll forward you one document. I mean, set. I'll show you quickly what it is, that you can have a look. I'll forward it to you guys. Sure. Just after the call, I'll forward it to you. I'm not finding it easy to take it out.
Okay.
Okay, I have got it. These two things, I'll forward it to you so that you can get a small preparation for these two items.
Yeah.
What I would suggest is at least minimum 3 to 4 lines for each.
Yep.
Please prepare yourself. Come for tomorrow's meeting. We'll have further introduction, further explanation, further discussion. See, because I mean, before I start with any of the DevOps class, any of the introduction to Git or Terraform, I would like you to understand the complete fundamentals so that it becomes easy for you to catch whatever stuff I'm teaching during the class. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely, Shankar. Yeah, sure.
Sure. We'll talk more about it. Probably we'll get started from day after tomorrow, the actual class, Git and Terraform introduction. Till that point, you will be having all the fundamentals covered.
Great. Okay.
Sure. Any questions from Ranjit or Manoj?
No, not now, Shankar.
So from where do we get these
It's detail.
so some I can answer, but some I don't know what is why Terraform. Okay, why not AWS CFT?
Or permission template. Do one thing. Copy this to ChatGPT. It'll give you some answer. Try to just read through it at least once so that you have an understanding of what exactly I meant when I wrote these questions, right? So there is definitely a reason behind, there is definitely a purpose behind it. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Shankar. I see the we have to read about the path variable, environment variable. This will definitely help going ahead. Even where editor commands, absolute path. Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
this looks great. Yeah.
Thank you then. We'll meet tomorrow 5:30.
Thank you. So tomorrow again Skype
Okay,
or
thank you.
Meet?
We'll meet at Skype. We'll not change it. I mean, as of now, I mean, it is okay, right? I mean, there is no problem you have, right?
There was some lag, but we
Lag
were
is
able
okay.
to hear through. We were able to understand what you were speaking from that side. But I think Google Meet would be better.
The thing is, I
What
mean, we'll
about?
not record it.
Okay, record. We can't record it. Yeah, then it's better. Then it's okay. We can join on Skype. I was able to understand everything, whatever you explained. Yeah. Uh, at
Sometimes,
some
so,
point, yeah, I felt at some point some lag was there, audio lag and all.
sure.
Okay.
All right, Chandra. All right, team. Thanks.
All right. Bye bye.